Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the land of low friction. I reckon I'm going to be actually correct this time with it's going to be a fairly short one. I just need to cover off, so basically myself and Zero Friction Cycling were under attack by a fairly well-known sort of serial troll, and calling him a troll is being, I guess that's probably the most gentle word that we can sort of find or use to describe this guy. So if I didn't get from the thumbnail, so basically there's a guy called Harley Johnston, also known as Durianrider, pretty prolific YouTuber, so got a lot of followers, also Instagram and that sort of stuff. So just going to quickly cover why we're now the focus of himself and why we're under attack. What he's sort of been saying very briefly. I won't go into too much detail because it's like, it'd go on for a day. But hopefully I'll be able to highlight to you just what kind of guy this man is. And that overall, if you're a follower of his, hopefully that is just because you're not really been aware of just sort of what kind of guy this man is, and that hopefully once you are made just even aware of a very small part of what he's like, which I'll cover today, that you will stop supporting him by giving him money through your YouTube views and Instagram and so on. If you're a supporter of him and fully aware of the kind of guy he is, that's a different story. At the end of the day, your decisions, your life. If that sort of aligns with your morals, then that's you. You do you. And we're probably not going to be real compatible. So you probably won't be a follower or a fan of ZFC and myself. But with luck, hopefully most of you that follow him, if you are a follower of him, just simply not aware. And I guess, peel back just a little bit of the curtain on this guy today. There is a whole bunch more. If you want to do your own Google research, just Google Harley Johnston or Durianrider, have a read of some stuff, and if you're not shocked, I'll be surprised, because there is so much shocking stuff there. The guy is just, as in my view, as bad as they sort of get in this space. So he's a bit of a shocker. All right, let's cover off what happened, why, and sort of what's likely to happen from here. All right, so for a while now I've been following a YouTube channel called Chris Miller Cycling. Overall, been really enjoying that channel. Like most channels, I don't agree with everything that they sort of put forwards on some topics, but they do cover a lot of really excellent content and really well, and really in a really interesting, engaging fashion. So I've been having a good time listening to this channel for a while. Recently, though, on one of the videos, so basically 8 days ago, they were giving some credibility back and rating for Durianrider, just I think a rant video that he did modern bicycles, which, even if his rant on that may have been largely correct, my personal opinion is that Harley Johnston or Durianrider is just a guy of just really such a not good person that no cycling media of any credibility should be giving any rating back to him. And so from that, obviously, because he sort of I think spends a fair old portion of his life online, he would have seen that comment pretty quick, and then the attacks on myself and Zero Friction Cycling started. And that gives me the opportunity to demonstrate to you, I guess, just how sort of dishonest this guy can be on pretty much anything when he wants to just attack someone or something because they've come onto his radar. All right, so you can see my comment here, where I put on that I've never been so disappointed in this channel to give Durian any rating, and that perhaps they should Google him. So my hope is that Chris Miller and Jesse have been really just not aware of just how bad a guy this guy is, and that perhaps they should have a bit of a look into him, and they may understand why really no credible cycling media that I'm aware of would ever give him any sort of credibility or rating back, or really even mention him on their channels. Just, there is a reason why he is a pariah with any credible site. So from that, then the normal, I guess, expected response from him is going to occur. So it starts with just inane and very incorrect on every point comments. So this one under his, I believe that's his partner at the moment, Get Fit with Natasha. So starts with whatever account I guess he's logged into at the time to smash out something. And then we'll go into, I guess, where it gets to more fun. Okay, and after that, he started posting comments on my YouTube videos. Again, just stupid, inane stuff. He was posting about how I should just let my wife be the main income earner, which she is. I'm very lucky. I have a, sorry, excuse the voice, magnificent wife. She's a doctor, so she's absolutely the main income earner. She's also partner of the large medical firm here in Adelaide. So I'm very lucky to be married to such a overall awesome, high-functioning, magnificent lady. I fail to see how that is a negative. And I fail to see how, in this day and age, one would be ridiculed for having a magnificent, high-functioning partner. However, there was that one. And there was other stuff. I went to go try to look them up to bring on screenshot, but I did block him after a bunch of inane comments on my YouTube channel videos, and they really were just like stupid stuff along like that. I don't even know how to unblock people to bring the comments back up. I'm that much of a noob or and sort of IT illiterate with anything sort of social media. So, but after that, when he started pestering comments on my channels, then I blocked him for doing that, which is obviously, I would think, fairly sane and reasonable. We don't want this guy on my channel. Okay, so shortly after I blocked him, he posted this, saying, I got the block in a few minutes when I asked how we can trust his data is accurate. I found a few mistakes on his website. He has never, ever sent or inquired about any information or data from the Zero Friction Cycling website. Should he want to question any of the data, then obviously anyone can do so. Anyone, and lots of people have done and do. I don't know if you'll find really anywhere that's, I guess, more open with regards to exactly how the testing is conducted. All the data up there is explained and open. If you have been following me for a little bit, you'll know that I am generally not short on detail. So there are actually things that one could question. So I'm actually doing a rework as we speak on the extrapolations for some of the test data. So where lubricants didn't make it very far into the main test because they reached their wear rate limit because they were pretty poor performing, I'm then needing to extrapolate basically that wear rate data for the remaining blocks. And that extrapolation, as I've got more data over time, I'm able to refine that better. So the initial extrapolations were based on less data, so the extrapolations are not as accurate. Now that I have more tests completed, I'm able to get more accurate extrapolated data, and so a number of lubricants are being updated for their extrapolated or estimated wear rates in blocks that they weren't actually tested because they didn't make it that far into the test. So there's absolutely things there that he could inquire about the accuracy of, but he never has. So the fact that he would then, he's been blocked for posting inane, misogynistic, and just basically stupid posts on my channels, and he then goes out and says that he got the block because he asked or questioned basically accuracy on my website. So this is obviously pretty it's extremely disingenuous and obviously very dishonest behavior to put out to all of his followers that the reason why he was blocked by Zero Friction Cycling is because he sort of questioned data. So he's trying to put out there that he's basically that Zero Friction Cycling is obviously dodgy and possibly dishonest, and that we're not to be trusted. Based on the fact that he's been blocked for his own, inane, stupid stuff that he carries on with. So I guess as a pause point here before I can sort of just prove to you just how dishonest this guy is, again, if you're a follower of his and you're watching his videos and you're looking at his posts, I mean, how do you know when a post or a video of his where he's telling you something that is, possibly fairly accurate or possibly a fairly genuine opinion, or, when he's telling you complete and utter, lies and BS because he's upset about something, or because, someone sort of come under his firing line or whatever it may be. I mean, are you happy to be just blatantly lied to, and that, you're okay to give him your time and you're, at the end of the day, for him to make more revenue off him lying to you? So just consider what this guy is doing, and should you be supporting that? All right, let's have a look at a bit more about what Mr. Johnston is like. So this is the judgment from a magistrate for a court case that Harley had brought against a man called Anthony Coplo, alleging assault whilst he was on an Everesting attempt. He alleges that this guy jumped out and basically punched him. So now the magistrate's remarks are basically that the evidence given by Harley Johnston was just so basically completely dishonest and made up that they were pretty much invoking just the Prasad direction to have it just thrown out, because the evidence was just basically rubbish. All right, so let's whiz through the main reasons that the magistrate threw this out. So regarding the assault, so there was no witnesses called, despite the fact that there were a lot of people there, and even if there were not the people there at the relevant time, out of the 50 or more persons that were following his attempt that day, there were some that were present at the time of the assault. They've not even provided statements to the court, which is extremely unusual. Let's get the video evidence. There is no report from the treating dentist to substantiate the alleged injuries, although Mr. Johnston had asserted in his evidence that he had a tooth missing from the incident and consulted a dentist after subject incident. So he's claiming that he lost a tooth amongst his injuries, and yet goes to court seeking compensation without providing any evidence of such, even after obviously having advised that he's seen a dentist who would then be able to provide a corroborating evidence to support or substantiate the claim that he's lost a tooth. That is very, very odd to not bring that with you to your court case. There's no proof of damage to Mr. Johnston's bike. In his evidence, he suggested that he had the damage assessed by the company Giant. One would have expected a detailed assessment, which should have been produced at court. Again, if you're claiming compensation for damage to your property, you bring that claim that has been independently assessed of what the damage was and how much it's going to cost to repair or replace to court, if you're going to court to make that claim. The evidence of Mr. Johnston lacked weight and reliability throughout. He selected whatever evidence he gave. He avoided direct answers during cross-examination, and even in examination in chief. So basically under examination by the prosecution, which are working on his behalf. He provided answers that were not even asked of him. He did not answer the questions put to him, even in examination in chief. His avoidance of providing answers to questions was highlighted at its best when in the YouTube video D1, so there was an exhibit of a YouTube video of his, which was played to him twice in court, and he still did not answer questions of the matters raised in the video. By way of example, he suggested that he did not know what a pit bull terrier looked like when cross-examined on this topic, and yet in the YouTube video, he included clippings of pit bull terriers. So I'll pause there. Right, so just last little bits before I move on to the wrap. So, like his injuries as described by to the senior constable present were not consistent with what he said in evidence. So he's basically made up for court his injuries, because that is not corroborated by what was observed and noted by the police attending at the time. So in summary, the magistrate finds that Mr. Johnston was not a witness of truth. He mastered the art of manipulation as a witness. He made insinuations against the defendant without proof. It appeared he had an axe to grind with the defendant over alleged remarks made by the defendant about him on the internet some time ago, namely in 2012, and he made sweeping remarks about the adverse effects this had caused him financially. Once again, sorry for my voice, Without corroborative evidence, I detected a hostility towards the defendant by Mr. Johnson as a result of the alleged previous grievances. So he also claimed a brain injury that he suffered from. No further information was provided by way of re-examination on that issue, nor am I able to assess this further. In any case, if a potential brain injury has contributed to the quality of Mr. Johnston's evidence, that does not detract from the fundamental issue, and that is that his evidence was unreliable and lacking in weight. Consider the evidence of Mr. Johnson to be patently unsatisfactory. So in short, that is magistrate speak for this witness is completely and utterly full of shit. Doesn't answer any direct questions that need to be answered to help corroborate the facts of the case, and just pretty much made up what he wanted to make up to try to, bring this case to court. And then when it's in court, basically nothing that he brought could be substantiated, and yet he's the one who brought it. I'll try to remember to put a couple of links in, other links as well, but basically for further reading on just what a awesome guy Harley Johnson or Durianrider is, you just need to go to Google, 5 minutes of your own research, and again, I hope that if you are a follower and supporter, with just 5 minutes of checking who it is you're supporting, I would really hope that if you've got any kind of morals, that you would reconsider what you're doing re-supporting this man. Alright, so we'll wrap it up there. Look, I hope I've just trust me, I have just scratched the surface on this guy, and that the main thing, apart from just putting out there, why myself and Zero Friction Cycling are under attack, you can expect that that's going to keep coming around a bit. He's going to attack me, no doubt, for a while. I believe he's done a rant video on me, which I won't bother watching, because if I go to debunk all the stuff in that, I'll no doubt make a video that's quite long. Rest assured, if he's talking about myself or Zero Friction Cycling, he will be telling you dishonest things maliciously. And so really a big part of this, apart from just to flag what's happening and why, is just to say, look, if you were, are and have been a supporter of his, I'm hoping that it's been just because sheer entertainment value, and you maybe haven't really been aware of just how bad a guy, in my opinion, based on a whole bunch of stuff that's out there, how bad a guy this guy is. And that I hope that, if you're a follower of ZFC and myself, and you see this stuff, that, have a bit of a look into him and just decide, is this the kind of guy you want to support? There's so many great, people and channels out there that are doing outstanding work, in whatever their sort of field of focus may be. They're putting out content that's got genuine facts in it. It's got their genuine, honest opinion, and substantiating why they have that opinion. They're the channels and the people to follow and support. Not people like this. So even just the one example out of all the stuff where, because he's upset with me for that one line comment, he's maliciously and dishonestly attacking the integrity of Zero Friction Cycling. Saying that he's blocked because he questioned the accuracy of the data, or how can they trust the data, which is just, I will go on, and I guess I call on Durianrider to provide the proof of that. Provide the proof. What questions did you ask of Zero Friction Cycling? He's never asked a single one about any of the work or integrity or the data. Not one. He's just put that up there to as many people as are following him make Zero Friction Cycling look dodgy or not reputable. And that's I guess it's really sort of up to you. Are you cool with people doing that to you? You're following, I would imagine, the channels and the people that you follow, expecting that they're going to give you honest content and honest opinions. And are you happy to be taken advantage of by having this person lie to you for a fairly obvious malicious reason. Is that the type of person that you are happy to support by watching their content, absorbing their content, which gives them more, obviously, YouTube revenue and Instagram revenue and so on? I can only ask and implore that, if you weren't aware of this guy and just really how bad he is, he's really like the thumbnail there. To me, he's like a venereal disease, basically. He's out there infecting the internet with just really bad stuff and maliciously bad stuff, and it's dishonest. And I would just ask that, hopefully if you weren't aware, that now you're aware a bit of what this guy is. And if you want further information on what this guy is, just spend 5 minutes on Google, make an informed decision as to who you want to support. Because if you are happy to support this guy, you should at least know, the kind of guy that you are consciously supporting with further revenue. Now, there's always going to be people that think what he's doing is cool. He's got a lot of fans and sycophants and all that sort of stuff. I'll probably be attacked by them as well. But the majority of the people who, and I would think if you're a follower of, say, myself and ZFC, that basically 99.99% of you are going to know in a integrity contest between, say, myself and Durianrider, which way that is going to go. And that if you were a follower of myself and himself, you probably just were not aware of what he is, and that from sort of henceforth you probably will not be a follower of his, I would hope, now knowing what he is like. And I would also hope that sort of media channels like, say, the Chris Miller Cycling, that overall do some really good stuff, really good channel. I would hope that as I sort of mentioned at the start, until that one, I'm really not aware of any sort of mainstream media that would, give any credit or mention back to him. He's really just that level of not good person, that it's pretty bad to support someone, of that level of bad. So I haven't seen that for, I can't even remember when, and so I was pretty sort of shocked and disappointed in Chris Miller Cycling for doing that. And I really hope it was just because they weren't aware of just what kind of guy he really is, and that hopefully going forwards they wouldn't do sort of such a thing. Maybe they'd do it for controversy and more views, I don't know, but I would hope they'd have the integrity not to do so going forwards. And I hope, if you're watching this, I hope for yourselves that you've got the integrity, please, not to support someone like him. All right, so I'll stop wrapping there. I guess on the plus side, whilst he's attacking me, he's not attacking someone else. So at the end of the day, doing this to obviously, one, highlight him. Two, I've got to do just at least one thing to sort of put up, so I've got that defense for Zero Friction Cycling's integrity, that the attack is completely malicious and dishonest. From here, not going to bother focusing on him at all. He can do, say, whatever he likes. If it's bad enough that it becomes sort of a defamation thing, then sure, I can, take that up if he steps over that line. He's pretty clever with that sort of stuff, though. He's been in a couple of defamation cases, I believe, before, so I think he knows exactly where the line is. However, if in his ranting he oversteps that, someone will let me know, and I'll take it up from there. But apart from that, he will occupy 0.0% of my time unless it's directly raised to me. So he can attack me, he can go to town all he likes, and whilst he's doing that, he's not attacking someone else, which will be at least sort of something for them. So I personally am not fussed by things. The only thing that obviously, myself from a Zero Friction Cycling perspective, we work hard as the independent sort of test body in this space to get the best independent and robust information out to you, and that if he's attacking the integrity of that, then for anyone who is silly enough to believe in his stuff, then that can be sort of damaging to ZFC from that side. So that's what really this is about, to help clarify, and just to gives me the opportunity, I guess, from that sort of little platform, just to hopefully help make more of the internet aware of just who this guy is. And please look further yourself, do your own independent research if you are unsure, if I've not given you enough material on this little vid. All right, next one will be on back to low friction stuff. I'm actually on holidays at the moment. Just thought I'd better pump this out just to get it done. And then next week, once I'm back and caught up a bit, I'll be trying to get back to the next vid on low friction stuff and getting back to helping you save cool watts and wear on your lovely bicycle steeds. So we'll keep up the good work from there. There's just so much testing stuff going on at the moment. We are absolutely buried and got a lot of catching up to do. So, but there'll be lots of cool stuff coming out in just really the land of low friction stuff. But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for your support. And yeah, stay safe and stay low friction.